Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Elevate with Erica podcast. I'm your host, Erica. My mission is to connect with you through our stories and in that process, spread inspiration for you to go do amazing things with your life. I had crushed that. This is the way to the perfect job, marriage, and kids checklist, and I was left unhappy, stressed, living paycheck to paycheck, and unfulfilled. I knew there had to be more to life than wishing away the week until Friday. So I found proof that there was more to life than the one I was living, and that's what I'm here to do for you and with you. Are you ready to create a life that gets you excited? Then elevate with Erica. Grab a bottle and get comfy, friends. It's time for some unfiltered advice. The final episode of 2021. Just thank you. This was a scary resolution I made last year. I don't think anyone close to me really understood what a podcast was, what my plans for it were, why I wanted to do it. I researched how to start a podcast on my own. I listened to other podcasts for tips on the flow of how a podcast should go. I watched YouTube videos to learn what a hosting website was and which one to use, and then how to record and edit and upload my own episodes on several different platforms. I created my podcast cover by asking my sister's opinion on which photo I should use and what colors would pop and grab people's attention. I was scared, and I was worried people wouldn't like the sound of my voice or that I would say something totally stupid. I was afraid of being judged. I also remember thinking how many other podcasts were already out there and why would anyone want to listen to me? But I flipped that internal dialogue into this. Like I said, I listened to many podcasts before I started my own, and some of the top podcasts I would push play on, and while I love the topics and the message, I just could not listen to the podcaster's delivery. It just didn't resonate with me, but they were a top podcaster. So what did that tell me? Well, that showed me that there can be 50 podcasts with the same mission, similar messages and topics, but there's only one me. No one has my voice, my personality, my story, my delivery. There is room for me. There is room for all of us in whatever we want to do when we just get out of our own way. I don't need everyone to love this podcast. I don't need to resonate with everyone. My story doesn't need anyone's approval. I believed that if I created this and I showed up 100% authentically me, that I could find a few people that were like, hey, you know what? I like her. I'm not alone. And maybe someone would think, if she can, I can. So here we are. And I just want to thank you today. The fact that you take time out of your life to push play on this podcast, to listen to my voice, is not lost on me. I want you to know I couldn't have done this without your support. And your support is just in pushing play and taking time to submit a rating and sharing on your social media. I'm wrapping up my first year as a podcaster because of you. And maybe I helped you feel supported this year. Maybe you felt me rooting for you because of this connection we've made here. Maybe I've helped you take a sigh of relief a time or two. Maybe I've helped you take that scary step towards something you've always wanted to do. Or maybe you're just here because you love the sound of my voice. Whatever the reason, I'm so happy to have connected in some way with every one of you this year. 2 years ago, Erica, I want to talk to you about her for a minute. She was tired, and she was stressed, and she was holding it all in inside because I was trying to be this amazing mom and wife and run a department. I was financially overwhelmed by Christmas. I was sad to miss making Christmas memories with my boys because I worked so much around Christmas. Putting any leftover energy I had into creating a side hustle with Beachbody. Just trying to find a way out of the job I was in. From the outside looking in, I should have been happy. I had a job a lot of people would be thrilled with. The government benefits, the security, but it all felt wrong. I just couldn't sit with that being where I had to remain until I was 60 something. Day in and day out, that was it. So much of my life spent somewhere I didn't want to be. Yet financially, I couldn't see a way out. Like I saw that other people had found a way, but for whatever reason, I didn't think it was possible for me. Podcasts. Insert podcasts and what they did for me and why I decided to create my own. They not only worked on my mindset every morning, they changed my beliefs, my thoughts, and therefore my actions. They got me through a tough time. They helped me gain the confidence you feel from me today. And now with me building my own business and other streams of income, they remind me that I can and that there is room for me. That everything I want and desire for my life is possible if I'm willing to put in the work and find joy in the journey. I only hope I'm here today because I only hope to pay that forward to someone else. That's one of the first things I mentioned in one of my first episodes. The gift of inspiration. It's free. We can all give it to one another. Make that a part of your why when you're working towards that scary goal. It's not just for you. Do it for the person that wants that same thing, but doesn't believe it's possible for them. Doesn't believe they have what it takes. Show someone else what's possible. Every successful person had a day one, and I encourage you to share yours. Show up messy. Let people in. Yes, you'll be judged, but you'll also inspire. And let's not rob anyone of that because of some people that are too busy mocking your dream instead of taking steps to work on their own. I've said this before, it's no surprise. My husband didn't fully support my decision in leaving my full-time job last year and taking this bumpy road toward a dream of mine, a vision of mine he couldn't see. He was scared, and so was I, and I get it. But every day I wake up and take this path, every day I walk through fear. Every scary, messy step toward this huge vision I have for my life drops a little more belief in myself, but also in him for me. You know, I get asked all the time about how I stay so motivated to work out. And it's because I create motivation through action. You just do the scary shit and you realize that you won't die, that you didn't die. You do the tough workout and you realize you were stronger than you thought you were. You apply for the job you wanted and hey, maybe you don't get it, but you don't die. And you realize that maybe it wasn't for you. Or it'll give you the motivation to keep applying because it wasn't so bad. You'll create the podcast and realize, hey, people actually relate to my story. I'm not alone. Don't let the fear of failure or ridicule stop you from making your dreams come to life and inspiring others to do the same. So what's my message after this crazy but fun year I've had creating this unconventional dream life of mine? Never freaking settle. And I wanted to use the other F word there, but I'm afraid I know, your kids could be around. And so I'm going to hold back for today, but I'm not making any promises for the future. Never freaking settle. Don't let something in your life stop you from working towards something you really want. Start the work to change the thing that you don't like. Don't focus on the time it's going to take to get there or the messy middle because time's going to pass you by anyway, and I'd rather spend it working towards a better future than spending it wishing things were different. Than getting to 70, 80 years old and wishing I would have just tried the thing. Living a life of regret sounds way worse to me than finding joy in this messy middle I'm in, creating my dream life. Create a life that makes you excited to get out of bed in the morning. Work on your relationships. You deserve that amazing marriage. You deserve that amazing friendship. Work on your dream job. Work on that new hobby. Work on saving for that dream vacation. Just do the damn thing. I love the quote that I've seen circulating on social media. You see how fast that year went by? You better stop playing with your life. Damn, that is so true. You know, who hasn't heard someone say lately, oh my God, how is it Christmas already? Time just goes so fast. And I don't want to spend it waiting. I don't want you to spend it waiting. Until. Do it now. Who you are today is not who you have to be tomorrow. Start telling yourself you are whatever it is that you want to be. It's already in you. That's how you'll start believing it. All right, it is time to wrap up this episode. I'm actually recording this on December 20th. This will not release until December 27th, so I'm loaded with Christmas to-dos to make this a special holiday for my family. I hadn't wrapped a single thing yet until last night. I wrapped every single gift I have, wrapping party with Christmas movies and a cocktail. I've got some baking to do today, and then I leave for PA tomorrow to stay at my in-laws for a couple nights to then come back here and host Christmas for my family. A busy, joyful time, but that's why I'm recording my podcast so much in advance this time. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I know many of us have had to work or are mourning a loved one not able to spend the holidays with us this year. Maybe you were hit hard financially this year and weren't able to give like you wish you could have. Just remember that there is joy where you choose to seek it. Find it. And focus on your blessings. Let's raise our glasses for a cheers, friends. Cheers to never settling for anybody just so you can have somebody. Not settling for a job you're not happy in. Not settling for a town that doesn't feel like home. Not settling for friendships where you're not accepted for who you really are. Finding joy in the journey of becoming. Embracing the uncertainty. Take the chance. Take the risk. Fight for the life you desire. Don't settle for mediocrity. You weren't put here for mediocre. There is no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Until next episode, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. E.